Welcome, restless hearts who survive on a steady diet of love, bread, and Turkish dramas. Welcome back to your nocturnal refuge, the corner of the internet where the pulse of Istanbul's stars beats like a drumline and a lullaby all at once. You're watching Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Tonight, the air above the Bosphorus feels charged, sparkling with the kind of promise that turns silence into prophecy. We truly believed that a golden chapter in television history had been tucked away forever, sealed inside a velvet-lined drawer of reruns and wistful sighs. And yet, Erkan Meriç, our reserved leading man with the storm in his eyes, has jolted the world awake with a gesture that in modern lovespeak and PR strategy is nothing short of a tectonic event. One swift tap, less than a heartbeat, and an entire universe sprang back to life. Erkan is following Hzal Subaşı again. Before we wade into this tide of feelings, clues, and whispers brewing in the cafes of Cihangir, do something for our family here at Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Subscribe now, tap the bell, and stay with us at every twist and turn of this unfolding tale. If you want to support our investigations and unlock exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, press the subscribe button with conviction. Your support is our North Star. A like is a warm embrace, a comment is your heartbeat joining ours. Ready to dream again? Settle in. Let's begin. We live in an era where relationships pulse through the white glow of our screens, where a like can be a flame and a follow can be a drumroll for intentions our lips refuse to confess. That is precisely what happened in the last hours, igniting a frenzy that poured across borders, from Ankara to Berlin, from New York to Dubai, where the names Erkan and Hzal still slip into conversations like a shared secret. It started fast, almost too fast to clock. A vigilant fan account, one of those indefatigable night watchmen of the internet, caught it first. "You're not going to believe this, Erkan just followed Hzal," wrote a user on X, hands trembling, mouth dry. In minutes, the post detonated. Before the first coffees of the morning were poured, screenshots were floating everywhere, pixel-perfect and merciless, stoking comment storms, prayers, wagers, and 1,000 careful analyses. What does it mean? Is it a moment of nostalgia from an old colleague honoring a shared past? Or is it a chess move, the softest opening to a breathtaking endgame? The Turkish press, always hungry for the glow of a legendary duo, pounced. Seasoned entertainment anchors cut through scheduled chatter to address the news live. This is not a commonplace gesture for Erkan Meriç. He is deliberate, meticulous, a man who keeps his private compass steady. If he took that step, if he reopened that digital doorway, he has a motive, declared a prominent journalist with the gravity of someone who hears the rumble before the quake. The hypothesis these hours nourish is twofold, beautifully dangerous, a rapprochement that could be professional, personal, or, be still, our hearts, both. But if Erkan's click was the spark, Hzal Subaşı's reply became the wind that bent the flame into a full-blown blaze. A few hours later, as timelines buzzed like electricity, Hzal posted a story on Instagram that stopped millions in their tracks. No faces. No neat reveals. A blank night, a deep black square, a moody melody slow as rain, and a caption, "Certain bonds never snap, they simply fall quiet and wait." The audience erupted. Was it an arrow shot straight at Erkan? A coded message, aimed with care? Or the kind of poetic coincidence that happens once in a lifetime and never again? One fan ventured a calm verdict: they were never ordinary. Anyone who watched them together knows something invisible was always moving between them. Feelings do not evaporate. They lie low, like embers, and they burn just the same. Another whispered, "I just want them together again, even if only on set." One shared glance from those two can feed dreams for years. Industry insiders did not escape the undertow. A former colleague, who worked with both and insisted on anonymity to keep doors unburned, told an outlet, "Erkan and Hzal shared a connection that, honestly, was almost unsettling in its intensity. When they were on set, you could feel it in the air. It outgrew the script. If this is what it looks like, this might be the second act we have all been waiting for." Meanwhile, sources close to Erkan's agency confided that he's entertaining a new series proposal. And here comes the thunderclap. The production wants to reunite the most magnetic pairing of their era. We want to capture the spell that once traveled the world, a casting decision-maker reportedly said behind closed doors. The plan is to harness their fabled chemistry and aim straight for international domination. No confirmations from Erkan or Hzal yet, of course. And that silence, far from smothering the fire, feeds it. Every tiny movement becomes a breadcrumb. A like that lands with suspicious timing, a shared song, a muted caption that feels like a glance across a crowded room. "If this is a marketing ballet, it's flawless," wrote one breathless follower. "I'm refreshing their profiles like it's a reflex. I even turned on notifications for peace of mind I do not have." The digital tidal wave spilled into real life. 2 days after the follow, reality supplied new ammunition. In Hzal, at a quiet table shielded from curious eyes, Erkan was seen deep in conversation with a heavyweight from the industry. Eyewitnesses swear he looked animated, hands cutting through the air, energy high, a name on his lips again and again: Hzal. A waiter, tidying nearby with saintly nonchalance, reported these words with astonishing precision: "If she says yes, it clicks into place. No one else fits this part the way she does. It was written for her." The quote ricocheted through forums like a bell. Is Erkan fighting for this reunion? Is he constructing the stage himself, piece by piece? While Erkan worked his angles in Hzal, Hzal gave us another meticulously loaded clue. From a softly lit dressing room, she posted a story, a script half covered by a sweater, a cup of coffee exhaling steam, and a caption that read, "Fresh feelings, familiar instincts." She didn't name names. She didn't need to. Fans translated instantly. Familiar instincts could only point to one person, one energy, one rhythm learned in the chaotic magic of long days and longer nights spent building a dream together. A confidant close to the actress shared with an online magazine, "Hzal is selective and fiercely professional. But there's no pretending she didn't discover something singular with Erkan. She's at a stage where she wants to be moved, not just employed. She wants work that demands courage. If that means looking back in order to leap forward, it's not off the table." And so the fandom answered with its favorite art, devotion. Editors stitched past scenes into glittering montages, wrapped them in modern ballads, and floated them everywhere. A campaign was born, simple and piercing: "We want Hzal Erkan 2026. It spread like a vow written on a million screens. Even if they aren't a couple in life, give us one more series, pleaded a viewer on TikTok. They owe humanity at least that. Now, brace for the twist, and yes, you'll hear it first here on Turkish Spotlight Secrets. An anonymous source, tied to a global streaming platform with serious ambitions in Turkey, whispered that a project is already in motion. It isn't a romantic comedy. Think instead of a layered, adult story of love, betrayal, and redemption, created with Erkan and Hzal in mind from the very first page. The writing team has gone underground. Scripts are locked down. NDAs are ironclad. "We can't stamp the names on paper yet," the source confided, "but the mission is to pair two actors whose chemistry is not just rare, it's elemental. The narrative is bold, emotionally muscular, and devastating in the best way. On screen, it would explode." Colleagues have started dropping micro-hints, a like here, a comment there, a quiet heart on a decades-old photo that says hello without saying anything. A celebrated actress who has worked with both of them summed up the possibility in a single metaphor during an interview: "If they come back together, it will be like an eclipse. Rare. Glorious. The world stops to look." Under this mounting pressure, representatives for both sides released the classic line, "Nothing is confirmed at this time. Any updates will arrive via official channels." That statement, instead of cooling the room, stoked a brighter flame. After all, if there were nothing to deny, why not shut the door firmly? And so the wait continues, exquisite, excruciating. Fans keep excavating every syllable, replaying old interviews, analyzing glances that last a breath and somehow an eternity. The story of Erkan and Hzal lives on in the collective memory like a melody people hummed without realizing, then suddenly remembered the words to. Now, with this new chapter writing itself in live time, in social feeds and candlelit cafes, it feels like the tide has turned. Are we standing at the edge of an artistic reunion that will bend ratings into submission? Or is something older, truer, waking up, the kind of feeling that refuses to be archived? Dear friends, tell me this, can fresh feelings and familiar instincts share the same heartbeat? And more importantly, are you prepared for the eclipse? We've reached the end of this tale that made the room feel smaller and the night feel longer. It's wild. It's moving. Fate is in motion, and we at Turkish Spotlight Secrets will watch the horizon like hawks, catching every flicker before it turns into flame. If this story stirred hope in you, if it opened the door you had quietly kept closed, leave a like and share it with those who, like you, never stopped believing in this duo. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to stand with us at the front line, the subscribe, cattle, button is waiting. Thank you for traveling this tightrope between dreams and reality with us. We'll see you in the next video, where the Turkish spell never breaks. Until then, keep your eyes on the sky, and your notifications on.